Megan Ingrain.
Ingrain.
I always say if the E is an I, it would make more sense. Well, I am just honored to be sharing with you all here today, not because I get to sit up here with my role models, but because I remember as a brand new coach less than 4 years ago how meaningful it was for me to be able to hear from other healthcare professionals that were using the program. So, similar to Jan, I always knew healthcare was for me. I've been working in the healthcare field my entire adult life. I started in the cardiovascular ICU as a little 19-year-old working my way through nursing school. And became an ICU nurse about the time that Dr. A was exiting critical care. And a few years into ICU nursing, I really realized that I wanted nothing more than to help people stay out of the ICU. And so I went about that the only way that I knew how, and that was to take out a student loan and go back to school. So I became a family nurse practitioner and started in family practice. And it was there that I pretty quickly realized that the medical model was really designed more to treat symptoms than to really create health. And I didn't have enough time with my patients to really do the kind of education that I knew was important. So I did two things. I went back to school, got my doctorate, and I transitioned into specialty practice of cardiology. Because I thought, surely with more education and a little bit more time, maybe then I'd really be able to help people the way that I knew was important, is to make healthy lifestyle change. So 7 years into cardiology, doing way more than the 5-minute lecture, really going above and beyond, nothing was working. Nothing was working, and I started to just get really disappointed. Disappointed in the system, but really disappointed in myself and my inability to help people the way that I really wanted to. And then one of my very favorite patients, who we were working so hard to control her blood pressure and her weight, Linda, she suffered a stroke. And she wound up passing away in the ICU just a couple weeks later from that stroke. And it's hard for me to explain how pivotal that was for me. I mean, it just devastated me. It brought me literally to my knees, just saying, there's gotta be a better way. I can't keep doing this. I can't keep working so hard and seeing my patients suffer. And then the pandemic came. And I just wanted to quit. I did. I just wanted to be home with my family, just like everybody else. But I couldn't, because my student loans cost more than my mortgage. So I was really stuck. I felt stuck and unhappy and just sad. And that was the state that I was in when Optavia found me. So I didn't start with a personal story, and it wasn't a patient that shared with me. It was a coach that reached out. And when Curtly called me that day, we didn't know each other at all. We had met once. She didn't even know I was a nurse practitioner. And she called and I answered, and she started sharing with me about this incredible program that she was using, where people were getting so healthy and everybody felt better and medications were being reduced and people were losing weight. And you know what I felt? Jealous. Because all I knew was the drama triangle then, I was miserable. But thankfully, it didn't take me long to realize that she was offering me an opportunity to join her and to do the same. So she sent me some videos of Dr. A talking, which I listened to on repeat that whole weekend. And it was the first time that I felt hope again in the healthcare system in a long time. Like a community of people that also wanted to help people get healthy. People that did believe the body could heal. So I shared that with my mom, who knew how much I was struggling at work. And by Monday morning, she called me and she said, well, I don't know what you're gonna do with this, but I'm going on plan. So she bought a 5-in-1 kit, I bought a coaching kit, and we learned together. And I was just amazed at how well it worked for her, because nothing else was working. She was a yo-yo dieter my whole life, and it worked. So that gave me the boldness to actually reach out to Linda's family, who I knew had the same risk factors that she did, and she had shared with me before that she was worried for them too. And 2 of her daughters trusted me, and they went on plan, and it worked for them too. And honestly, like, that was just enough for me as a healthcare provider to have an answer, to be able to offer something to my patients that worked. That was good enough at that point. I was still too busy at that point to really do a lot of coaching, but that was fine because one of Linda's daughters was an ICU nurse, and she desperately wanted to work her way out of the COVID ICU, where her mom also passed away. Talk about trauma as a nurse. And so I helped her grow her business through referrals, and then I decided it's time for me and my family too. So I set my goal on executive director because to me that meant that I could go down to 2 days a week in clinic and not have any loss of income, which was really important for my family and my student loan companies. So that's what I did, and once I had that vision of 2 days a week in clinic, boy, I was on fire, and I reached that goal in no time at all. My patients have loved this new relationship that we have. It's a friendship, really. It's so much different than the patient-provider relationship. So patients that I love sharing this gift with are certainly for cardiovascular risk reduction. The way that this program improves cholesterol and blood pressure and blood sugar is amazing. It works well and it works quickly. And so I love that. And I also love offering to orthopedic patients. There are so many people out there that are in pain and have been turned down for surgery because of their weight or their blood sugar. So I love helping to optimize patients for that kind of surgery to help improve their life, get them moving again. Endocrinology patients with thyroid disease and PCOS. Honestly, I have not found a patient type yet that this program does not work for. And my current passion is really in sharing this gift with both patients and prescribers of medical weight loss. Because as Dr. A shared, we know that the medications alone do not create health, and we need to add that healthy lifestyle component. And prescribers want this for their patients. We want to see people get better and get healthy. And if we don't couple it with lifestyle change, those prescribers may have a moment like I had with Linda. If all of these patients regain their weight back, it's going to be devastating to not only the patients, but the prescribers as well. So we've got to just be bold and get the word out there. There's so many people that we have the opportunity to serve right now. So I will just end by asking you a couple questions that I've asked myself over the years. And it's, what if? What if you could enjoy your work again? What if this is the moment that those obesity rates finally start to decline and chronic disease in this country can start to improve? And what if it is actually you that is supposed to be bringing this gift to your community? What if this is your moment? Right now, everything changes.